Hi, hello, what's up? Welcome to Mary Beth Reads. I'm Mary Beth. I'm so pumped to be here. I have been so excited to get into the YouTube space, and I thought what better way to start than with the booktube newbie tag and a little bit of an introduction into who I am. A little bit about me. By day, I am a full-time corporate attorney, a wife since 2020, a mom of 2 dogs who are staring very judgmentally at me right now, a miniature golden doodle and a beagle. And also I happen to be a soon-to-be mom, which is terrifying, but it's going to be happening in June, so here we are. And also, of course, I'm an avid reader. A quick intro into my bookish content creator journey. I made a book talk at the end of 2021 after I had basically been reading nonstop for the year prior to that. Like everybody, you know, COVID, everybody had to read. So I was one of those people, okay? And then I started making content, and honestly, I just had so much fun building community, doing all of the different trends and meeting new people, reading new books, finding new authors that I never would have found without the community. I also have a bookstagram. I'll put both of them linked below, so you are welcome to follow me or check me out there, learn a little bit more about me. In June of last year, so June of 2024, I actually started Legends Literary Management, which is an author assistant company. So I work with like 5 or 6 clients right now. I think that's how many I have. It kind of varies because sometimes I'm doing just like one-off tasks for people, but I work with authors and just help them kind of manage the business side of their author journey, because there's certainly a lot. Let's get into the questions. I found these through watching like multiple booktubers, so if I miss questions, just ask them and I will answer them either in the comments or I will make a video. Question number 1, why did I start this channel? I have been an avid YouTube viewer for years. I feel like every millennial is that way, right? So I've always loved this space. I love the idea of long form content. I love to chat. I'm a yapper. And so it's always interested me. And then the reality is, with Book Talk, we're on rocky ground right now. Who knows what it's gonna be? Who knows if it's even going to be? I don't know. But it kind of gave me the push to enter this space and see where things can take me. I also really felt like this would be a much more in-depth way for me to share my personality and build even more of a community than I've already started to build through my bookstagram and book talk. And I felt like the longer form content was just something that I could really dive into and have a lot of fun with. I am gonna, warning alert right here, I am not gonna be the most aesthetic person that you find on this app, or any app for that matter. I bring somewhat chaotic energy into whatever I do. I do not take myself very seriously. I love to take trends and things and make jokes and laugh at myself. My husband and I both like to just have a good time. So if you're looking for aesthetics, you might find it occasionally on accident, but I'm not gonna lie to you, you're probably not gonna find it here very often. And so if that's cool for you, that's cool for me. What do I bring to BookTube? I think I bring very chaotic energy. Like I said, I'm just gonna make jokes, I'm gonna laugh, I'm gonna have fun. I also think I bring a lot of positivity into the space. I typically am a make the best of it kind of person. I like to call it make the best of it syndrome. So I don't really dwell on negatives very much. I certainly read books I don't like, or I DNF books. I don't really talk about them that much. It's just because like I'd rather talk about books that I do like. I have a Goodreads, I have a story graph, so if you want to see what I'm rating books that I don't talk about, I'm gonna be positive. And I appreciate negative reviews 100%. I respect that they are necessary to help people find what works for them. I'm just probably not going to provide that many of them. So I think I bring a lot of positivity and fun and just energy to whatever space I'm in. I also think I can bring kind of a different spin on being in the book space. I have this dual life of being a full-time corporate attorney, which has nothing to do with books, but then also working as an author assistant. And so I'm really excited to share more in-depth kind of how working with authors, what that looks like, what I do on a daily basis for them. Super excited to share how that goes. Oh, okay. The next question is, what am I most excited about? So I just said I'm obviously very excited about sharing kind of the author assistant side of things. I'm also just excited to not be limited to like 1 to 3 minutes to yap. you gotta let the yappers go, right? Like, we just have to be able to talk. It might not always sound the best, but like, I feel like I'm so excited to just like dive deeper into everything that I talk about on my other channels right now. So excited for that. And like I said earlier, I'm just really excited to just share who I am. Okay, like if you're on my Instagram stories, you see like a very different side of me than TikTok or Instagram like in-feed stuff sees, because I'm honestly probably my most real self. I think I just did a thread that I'm like my most real self on my Instagram stories. And I have so much fun on them. And I just like share whatever is happening. So I'm so excited to just like have a space where I can document that kind of stuff and have it maybe live a little bit longer, and also maybe find my people who are also chaotic readers who just don't take themselves very seriously. So I'm very excited to do all of those things. Okay, I feel like this next one is like the big chatty part of this video, so bear with me. The question is, why do I love reading, and like what got me into reading? How did we get to Mary Beth today? Honestly, reading has been a huge part of my life like since I can remember. So both of my parents are teachers. My mom is actually an English teacher, and she just really instilled this love of reading. I used to like memorize the books that we would read before I could even read, and so then I would pretend to read them. My parents thought I was reading, but then they caught me reading the book upside down and realized I just memorized it. So I have always loved reading. That didn't really stop for a really long time. I mean, I can remember in middle school, I lived half a mile away from the library. And every single summer, I would eat lunch, then I'd ride my bike to the library for the afternoon. I would sit in one of their chairs and read whatever I could find there, or if I had a book, I would take it in and I would read it. And then I would finish it. I would check out another book, and then I would go home and I would read. And that was just like a cycle over and over again. I was just at the library every single day. My library was right next to a Barnes & Noble, so I'd go to the Barnes & Noble first. I would write down on actual pieces of paper, because I did not have a cell phone. I would write down all of the books that I wanted to read that like I didn't have money to buy because I was 11. I would take that and I would go back to the library and then go onto their like old computer system and request them from whichever like branch had them. And it was just a cycle that I never stopped. I just loved it so much. I think I did that for like 3 years straight. And then I went to college. Life got crazy, and I kind of lost it, to be completely honest. I still read a little bit, especially in the summers for that, but then when I went to law school, I completely cut off reading from my life because I had to read every single day. I had to read for class. I had to read really boring, dense, legal words that I still don't like to read, even though I've graduated. And the last thing I wanted to do was pick up a book and read it for fun. So I did not read for a very long time. And now you say, okay, so then how did you get here? I will admit COVID had a part of it. However, what really sparked my excitement for reading was my husband and I were renovating our house through COVID. We had just bought it in January of 2020, so like we got it right before everything went crazy, and it needed a lot of work. It was like someone decorated it in the 90s and then didn't touch it again. So we had a ton of work we had to do, and we decided to hire a contractor to come in and remodel our kitchen, which if you know anything about remodeling, you just don't want to live in a house that doesn't have a kitchen. It's very, very miserable, especially with 2 dogs. So we packed up and moved to my in-laws' house for about 3 to 4 weeks. And I had nothing to do, like at all, because literally it was just like, I went to work, I came home. No, I worked at home. So I went to work and then I signed off, and I didn't have chores, I didn't have a house to clean. We were kind of just in survival mode. I had nothing to do. I kind of just started reading. I actually started with The Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. That was probably the very first book I picked up. And that series just like had me in a chokehold, and then I just couldn't stop. And then I found Hockey Romance, and it was over. It was truly over. Thankfully, we renovated our kitchen because it really brought me back to this place that I am today. And then, like I said, started posting content about it, started a business surrounding it, and all of a sudden here we are years later, and I have this like amazing little community. It's little, we're here, we're a tiny group, but I love every single person that I interact with on Book Talk and Bookstagram. And I'm very excited to interact with everyone here on BookTube too. What challenges do I think I have to overcome? I feel like everyone has the same one here. Time management, right? Like, I work full time, I have a part-time side hustle, I make content for other social medias, I read. I'm also like a contributing member of society and like a wife and a gonna be a mom soon. So, you know, we got a lot going on. So why not add something else to our plate? But I think I'm going to be really good at managing all of this, because I really truly believe through organization and time management, I will be able to keep on top of everything. Am I gonna be perfect? No. Probably never. I will never be perfect. However, I will be as perfect as I can be, and that's all that really matters. I got my Notion page set up. I've got video ideas set up for like the next 2 months of content. I'm not trying to do too many videos every week. Like, I'm trying to be realistic. My goal is to do 1 post a week, 1 long form video a week. What I might do is throw in some like shorter book reviews that aren't my 1 post a week. I also think another challenge that I will have to face is that I'm really truly a vibes reader. I have watched some people give just such great critique and analysis of a book, or they come up with theories, or they come up with like total subplots that I would never even think of, or they pick up on the littlest things, and that is not me. I love books and I love reading, but like, if I'm entertained, it's probably getting a good rating from me. That's what I'm here for. I like to read for the entertainment value, so if I'm entertained, then I rate it well. So I think I'm going to face some negativity surrounding some of my takes on books that other people don't like. That's reading. Reading is subjective. What I like, you don't like, you like, I don't like, it's fine. It's totally cool. I don't mind. I just know that I'm a people pleaser, so I'm not going to be very pleased that everyone doesn't like what I say. But that's okay. That is called growth. We're going to learn. We're going to develop through it together, because we're strong and we can do this. The next question is, where do I read? And I will say everywhere. I have my phone, my Kindle, my laptop, my headphones. Something is with me at all times. I've always got a book queued up, audio, ebook, physical, whatever it may be. I am ready to read. The grocery store, the gym. Honestly, reading is how I go to the gym, because it's when I listen to my audiobooks the most. So the grocery store, the gym, my drives, cleaning, running errands, sitting at a doctor's office waiting for my appointment. Literally anywhere I am, I'm probably reading. In my house, so we're actually moving to a temporary place about an hour away from where we live right now, because we're building a house and my husband's job is down where we're building the house, so we're gonna move there, stay somewhere for a few months until our house is built. So my home reading space is about to change. Obviously, we are here in my library. I would show you, but honestly, it's a mess. Like, everything behind the camera is a disaster because we're moving. So this is gonna be the angle that you're gonna see. I never read here. I'm not gonna lie to you. This couch is not very comfortable. It's kind of small. I'm a tall girl. It just doesn't work. My new library is gonna be much better. But just like with everything else, I read anywhere. On the couch, on the floor, in bed, in my office, truly anywhere. This is my library, so my husband built it for me and I love it very much. And I'm very sad that it's gonna go, but we're gonna build an even better one. And finally, what do I like to read? I am a romance stan. If it has romance, I'm probably gonna like it. I'll read a sports romance, fantasy romance, urban fantasy, or high fantasy. I'm gonna read both. Billionaire romance, cowboys, give me all the cowboys, please. I will happily take cowboys. Small town, which is different from cowboy. Yeah, like cowboys romances are almost always small town, but I feel like small towns don't have to be cowboy. Literally anything. Like, if there is a love story involved, I'm gonna read it. I also always see people posting like their favorite books, and I'm just too indecisive for that. I will talk about some of my favorite authors. It is not an exhaustive list. I'm sure I'm forgetting people. I also post shorts where I talk like more about book recommendations and stuff, so also keep an eye out for those, because I'll certainly talk about my favorite books and authors and those a lot more. But in the fantasy romance genre, I really love Nicole Platania. She writes the Curse of Ophelia series, SJM. I, love all of her books. Rebecca Yarros. Actually, today is the day Onyx. Is it Onyx Storm? What's the second one called? Yeah. Today is the day Onyx Storm comes out, so I'm waiting for my book to be delivered from Amazon. It said it's going to be delivered today, and it's out for delivery, so fingers crossed. Danielle Jensen and Emily Blackwood. For more contemporary romance, Anna Huang, Elsie Silver, of course. Lauren Asher, Kat Singleton, Liz Tomforty, Becca Mack. I met her at Wild and Windy last year, and she is amazing. I love her so much. There's so many that I'm forgetting, okay? I will talk more about books that I love, so you'll learn a lot more. But if you have any recommendations from the list of names I gave, or like in the genres, I will happily take them, because who doesn't love adding books to their TBR? This girl does. So hopefully you got to know me a little bit better. I plan on diving into so many different types of content. I wanted to make the kind of content that I like to watch, and frankly, I like to watch kind of just like non-niched down content. So it's definitely going to be heavily book influenced, but like also I love just a good day in the life or week in the life, or like chatty video where I'm like talking about who knows what. So if you're into chaotic, bookish, adjacent energy, I'm your gal. If that sounds like something you're interested in, be sure to subscribe, like, comment. If you've made it this far into the video, add any flower emoji to your comment. I will be pumped if I see even one flower emoji that is not my own, because I would probably do that and then be like, ah, and then it was just me. I've got so many fun videos planned for the next couple of weeks. My 2025 TBR, I have a little spin on my 2025 goal this year that I'm super excited about. I've got book recommendations, lots more insight into being an author assistant, lifestyle shenanigans, reading vlogs, etc., etc., etc. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna say goodbye. They're more interested in what's happening outside the window than saying goodbye. But thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.